Hey, what's going on everybody? This is SilverStix here, and a few days ago I put out a poll on my channel to see if you guys would be interested in seeing a Q&A video, and most people seemed like they were into the idea. So I went ahead and asked you guys for a few questions for me to answer about absolutely anything, and you guys came through with quite a few, and I'm going to answer all of them in this video. If you didn't get a chance to ask me a question for this one, go ahead and leave one in the comments so we can do a part 2 and hopefully start a little series out of this. And finally, for anyone wondering, the game I'm playing in the background is Borderlands 2. It's not really relevant to the video at all, it's just easy to talk over, and it's pretty visually pleasing. But enough wasting time, we got a lot of questions to get through, so let's get right into it. Alrighty, kicking things off, RexGamer0118 asks, is YouTube your full-time job? If not, are you considering it? Well, Rex, I guess the answer to this question would probably be yes at the moment, because I left my job that I was working at like 2 weeks ago, but it's not necessarily saying that this is like my full-time job, because I am like looking for other work, but I guess at the moment, yes, this is full-time, if you can consider that. But, I mean, if it ever happened in the future, that'd be really cool. Vaughn Thiessen, my apologies if I mess up any of you guys' names, says, if you could work at any park or any ride, what would it be? I'll go ahead and answer both for you. If I could work at any park, it'd be Walt Disney World, because it's just the thing I know the best, and I feel like going to work at Disney would just be such a magical experience each day. It'd be a lot of fun. And if I could pick any ride, I'd probably say something maybe like Buzz Lightyear. That'd be kind of fun. I really like, the queue and everything, so it'd be pretty cool to look at and keep you kind of visually entertained the entire time. Or maybe something like Rock and Roller Coaster would be kind of cool, because you get to just listen to Aerosmith all day. I guess it might be kind of annoying after you get to know all the songs that play, so I don't know. Probably one of those two if I had to pick. Aiden Foley asks, what attractions and locations do you hope are at the new Epic Universe at Orlando owned by Universal? Based on the speculation, rumors, and the map that they've released, I'd say the things that I'm most excited for, definitely the Universal Monsters section, if that comes to fruition. I'd love to see some sort of a dark ride. I know that it's probably just going to end up being the walkthrough that they had over in Hollywood, if that does happen to be a thing, but I would love to see that regardless. It'd be really cool to maybe see, like, the Transylvanian Dracula castle and the Frankenstein's lab, all the cool stuff. Maybe the Crypt of the Mummy, yeah, some really cool stuff there. I've seen that there might be the Dueling Dragons coming back. That sounds really, really cool, because that was like one of the best attractions in Universal, and then they took it out and made everyone mad, so they could make everyone happy by bringing it back. And then most importantly, I'd say I'm most excited for all the Nintendo stuff. I've heard a whole bunch of different rumors, from them building Hyrule to the Mushroom Kingdom to, the Mario Kart ride, the Donkey Kong ride. I've heard a lot there, but I don't think they can mess it up. The fact that they have Nintendo World is almost a guaranteed win. So, all in all, I'm just super excited for Epic Universe in general. I guess the least thing I'm excited for probably like the Harry Potter section, just because I'm not a Harry Potter kind of guy. Tanner Rugg asks, are you going to have a top 6 for Legoland California? Maybe I will in the future, but I'm honestly not really sure what the difference between the California and Florida versions are. If there's like a ton of significant differences, like the rides are totally better or something, then I'd be down to make a list. I'm just really not that familiar with it. So again, maybe in the future one day. Jennifer Whitaker asks what the best meet and greet I've ever had is. That's a great question, and it's probably from when I was really young, actually, like way too young to even remember my age, probably like 3 or 4 years old. I was there with my family. We were at some character meet and greet, probably Cinderella's Royal Table, based on the character I'm about to mention, but it was Cinderella. And when we were all little, remember I was 3, so don't make fun of me, but we all had Care Bears, and my sisters had a little heart on its butt, because they all had like a shape on their butts, I guess, to signify their powers. Don't ask me how the Care Bears work, I really don't remember, but hers had a heart on its butt, and Cinderella came up and flipped it over and said, look at this one, it has a heart right on its butt. And it's just always been like an ongoing joke in my head and with my family since that day, since I can remember. And it's one of like the first earliest memories of a theme park I remember too. So that's very cool, yeah. Chicken Chippy, amazing name by the way, wants to know, what is one theme park or amusement park that you haven't gone to that you want to visit? I'm gonna sort of cheat on this question because I guess I have been to this park, but I was like literally 2, maybe 1 years old. I was told I went, but I've always wanted to go to Hershey Park. I mean, it's a park all about chocolate. Chocolate, man. Who doesn't like that? Tony Fish asks, what is the best themed attraction based on a book, film, or TV show in your opinion? That's easy. Indiana Jones' Adventure over in Disneyland is by far the best. The effects, the animatronics, the way the ride cart works. I know that's just like Dinosaur over here, but I do like Dinosaur anyway. I don't know. It's just easily Indiana Jones' Adventure. Allison Bellardino says, what is your favorite extinct attractions from one of the main Florida theme parks? Disney World, Universal, Islands of Adventure, Legoland, etc. Love your vids. Well, thank you so much. First of all, it's very nice of you. And I'll actually just go ahead and answer all four of the ones that you mentioned. From Disney World, I definitely missed Journey into Imagination, all the different versions. I actually sort of liked Journey into Imagination 2.0, as weird as that is. But I'm obviously more nostalgic for the original one. Even though I wasn't really around for it, I would still love to see it. For Universal, don't even get me started. Nicktoons Blast and Nicktoons Studios in general is just a travesty to be gone. Islands of Adventure, obviously Dueling Dragons, but as mentioned earlier, it might be coming back with Epic Universe, so, prayers. And for Legoland, I'd probably say the Island in the Sky. That was one of like the most little fun things to do every time I was there, and it has been gone for quite a long time. So RIP to all of those, and good question. Michu22 wants to know about the best and worst theme park experiences of my life. Alrighty, I guess just because I'm negative, I'll start with the worst side. The worst experience I ever had in a theme park was probably I went to Universal one day. Me and my mom just took an impromptu trip together to the park, and we decided to get on one of the water rides. I can't remember which one. It could have been Jurassic Park. It could have been Popeye. I don't know. Whatever. Who cares? It was one of the water rides. We came off and we were soaking wet. I mean, we got destroyed with water. And we came off and we were like, okay, let's go to one of the people dryers. The little $5 things you can. Yeah, we stood in there, didn't really do anything. I assume it's for people that are like damp, not soaking wet from head to toe. So. Yeah, didn't really work out too well. It was kind of a waste of money. But anyway, we just figured might as well just get in line for another ride. We get in line for Kong. It said something like 50 minutes. We ended up in that line for 2 hours, and I don't know if you've ever been in that line, but it gets colder and colder and colder as you go inside. And we were already soaking wet from head to toe, so I ended up leaving that attraction with like a rash because I'm sitting there freezing and my legs are like rubbing together and I'm shaking and shivering. It was not really that fun, needless to say. But on the best side of things, I'd probably say it was probably again at Universal, and it would probably be like the first time I ever went on Revenge of the Mummy, because I've always been kind of a chicken when it comes to theme park rides, especially roller coasters. So that ride is already kind of like a horror dark ride, and then when you add in the kind of intense roller coaster section, like, I say intense, it's whatever, it's like medium intensity. But still, one of like I felt like I conquered it, and I ended up going on it like 5 times that day, so it was pretty epic, can't even lie. James Giordano asks, if you could only choose one theme park to go to for the rest of your life, what would it be? Separate the different Disney and Universal parks. I'd probably have to just say Magic Kingdom, because even when you're not there to ride rides, the atmosphere still makes you feel so, like, happy and at Disney, you know what I mean? The castle's there, Space Mountain's there, Haunted Mansion's there, Splash Mountain's there, Big Thunder Mountain's there, all these giant beautiful sight lines, that you can just walk around and feel completely immersed. So each and every single time I show up there, I still feel like a kid again. I feel like it's just the greatest I feel like that in all the Disney parks, but Magic Kingdom really just has that special magic to it. I mean, it has magic right in the name. It is truly like a Walt Disney park, and it makes you feel really at home. And I just grew up alongside it. It's the one that I've definitely been to probably the most at this point. It's the one that I still visit the most at this point, and it's got just a ton of great attractions too. It's got like 22 attractions total, I think, and they're all pretty fantastic. You know, there's only like a couple that I'm not like super keen on. I guess I don't see like the Enchanted Tales with Belle very often or anything like that, but overall, really great park, and yeah, I'd probably pick Magic Kingdom for surezies. Grady Animated asks, if you could go to 3 theme parks right now, what would they be? I'll give you 4. Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Hollywood Studios, Animal Kingdom. Walt Disney World, baby. Boom. So both of these questions are basically the same thing, so I just put them together. Centurion Gamer and the Devil Butterfly both pretty much want to know if I enjoy Six Flags and the Cedar Fair parks, and if I'll ever talk about them. The shortest possible answer is yes, I do enjoy them, and yes, I will talk about them, but I do not know when. I have like a lot of different video ideas, and they're kind of like way down on the back burner, if you know what I'm saying, so I'm sorry. Taster Bros Incorporated wants to know what's better, Disney World or Disneyland? That's a really tough question because, like, naturally I just want to go straight to saying Disney World because that's where I'm from, and it's definitely, like, probably going to be the final answer anyway. But Disneyland does have, like, Cars Land, and it has, you know, the Guardians of the Galaxy, Drop Tower, Mission Breakout, and they have, you know, the best version of Small World, and Disneyland is just so classic. It was the original park, so it's really a toss-up. It's whatever you want, you know. I know that's not the answer people want, but I guess if I had to pick one, it'd probably be Disney World just because that's where I go. Dragon Dude 56 wants to know what Universal Studios ride / extinct ride is the most nostalgic for you. Also, what would you like to see become a ride at Universal or Disney? Love your videos. Keep up the good work. Well, first of all, thank you so much. That really does mean a lot when I read that sort of stuff from you guys. It's like the motivation I need to keep going with making the videos. It really does mean a lot. But the Universal Studios ride or extinct ride that's most nostalgic, easily Nicktoons Blast, as I mentioned earlier. And what would I like to see become a ride at Universal or Disney? Honestly, I got my wish coming. The fact that we're getting the Tron coaster in Walt Disney World from Shanghai is absolutely incredible. When I first saw that online, I prayed we would get it in our park one day, or that I'd be able to visit Shanghai and be able to ride it, but we are getting it. So I don't even need to, like, want to see something. It's coming, baby. Tronian says, where did you get the name SilverStix? And oh yeah, how did you think you could never forget a 3-hour wait? Well, first off, the name SilverStix comes from Sonic characters, specifically Sonic Boom, I guess, technically, because it's Silver the Hedgehog and Styx the Badger, but it's spelled S-T-I-C-K-S in the show, like a stick that you're hitting something with, but I spelled it with an X because it just looks better. So it's literally just 2 different Sonic characters that I meshed together. And how could I never forget... how did I think I could not forget a 3-hour wait? There are some attractions that I genuinely mean that. The wait doesn't even, like, almost affect you because of how good the attraction is. And I think it was back when I said that about Hagrid's. And I still mean that about Hagrid's. Hagrid's is awesome. You will not regret waiting in that insanely long line. And something like Flight of Passage over in Pandora. That's always got like a 3-4 hour wait, but still, flawless attraction. You won't even regret waiting in the line. I promise you. Just take my word for it. Trust me. Trust me. Mr. Planet Coaster asks, what ride have you rode the most? Because of how much I love Disney and how much I say that it's like by far my favorite park, you'd probably think it'd be a ride in Disney, but shockingly enough, it's actually Revenge of the Mummy. Because when I said it was like my favorite experience, it really still is like one of my favorite rides in that entire park. Hagrid does just inch it out because it is just an incredible attraction, but Revenge of the Mummy still is amazing. It puts a smile on my face from the second I enter to the second I leave. And I'll literally ride it at least like 5 or 6 times every single time I visit Universal, without a doubt. From the name you can pretty much just read on the screen, says, how old are you? I'm 20 years old, but like 67 on the inside. Genie Cupid says, how old were you when you first went to a theme park as big as Disney? Honestly, my parents have been taking me to the theme park since before I was even old enough to know I was going to the theme park. So I was at Disney before I even know. I was probably 1. I don't know. Plady says if you could bring back any extinct attraction for one day, which would it be and why? I'd probably say Confrontation because that's like the most missed extinct attraction that's out there for me, but I've never even like rode it because it was before my time anyway. So I'd probably bring that back just for the heck of it for the day so I could take a swing on it and then go back to our awful Kong 3D. AutoKnee69 says Disney or Universal. As much as I love Universal, I'm sorry, Disney just has my heart. Mrs. Crawford asks, which theme park would you like to visit that you've never been to before, and what location/country is that theme park in? That's actually a really easy question for me. I really want to visit the Thorpe Park over in the UK. It's supposed to be their quote-unquote most thrilling attractions out there, or so the website says. They have a Walking Dead ride, they have a Saw ride, like the actual Jigsaw puppet, the horror movies, they have a Saw ride, and they have an Angry Birds 4D ride. I'm sorry, those alone just make me want to go, like, more than anything. FlippyDude333 asks, what is your opinion of California Adventure using more of Disney's properties? Maybe you can clarify underneath in the comments what you mean really for me for this question. I'm a little confused. But if you mean how they sort of switched over to like Pixar Pier, I think that's a great idea. I think that the movies and stuff that they are showing off are a lot more relevant, and it seems like it's drawing in a lot more attention. But if you mean like how they're adding in Marvel and that sort of stuff, I also think it's a really great idea. I personally like Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout a little bit more than even Tower of Terror. So I am just really excited to see what kind of Marvel stuff and that sort of stuff that they have to offer. I think after Galaxy's Edge and all this, Toy Story Land, Cars Land, Disney's really on the up and up. I think we should all just kind of trust them. They're gonna provide something awesome in the end. Just trust me. Trust them. Michaela Sweet asks, when did you start your YouTube channel? I've had my YouTube channel since November of 2017, but I didn't really start uploading on it, and really didn't start uploading regularly till like middle of last year, but I didn't really start uploading at all till like sort of beginning-ish of last year, I think. Chelsea Waizumi asks an awesome question. Would you rather wait a long time for a ride that you love, or ride something not as loved but with no wait time? I'd say it really depends on the day and the park I'm in, because, some days I'm at Animal Kingdom and I'll really want to do the Kilimanjaro safaris and Flight of Passage, and I'm just like in that mood to stand in those like 2-hour, 4-hour lines. But there are some days, when I'll hit up Epcot and I'm just feeling like going to Living with the Land, even though it's like really busy right now because they just upgraded the screens, but regardless, I can go to Three Caballeros, I can go over to, Journey into Imagination, stuff like that. So it really depends on the day. I guess if I had to pick one for the sake of the question, I'd probably pick the longer line with something I'm really into, because as I mentioned earlier, even though the lines might be long and you might deal with the wait while you're there, it still builds that anticipation. You get to walk through the queue. You know that everyone else there is dealing with it along with you, so, it's still all worth it. And then you get to ride the ride and you're like, yeah, I just conquered that wait line all for that awesome experience. Worth it, man. Worth it. However, it sucks when you do wait for something that's, like, not a fun attraction, and then, but whatever. Not your question. I would probably say I would wait in a long line for something that I do enjoy. Final answer. Jaguar Dude asks, if you could make one themed ride at Disney World, what would it be? Now, I actually stopped and thought about this question for a while, because I was like, there's already kind of like a lot of attractions coming out for things that I would want. Tron, they have the Guardians of the Galaxy coaster coming out, they have the Ratatouille ride coming out. There's a lot of stuff that I'm just like already excited for, so I was like, what kind of stuff would I like plan myself? And I thought deep about it, and I was like, there is one property that's never been in the parks that would certainly make for an interesting attraction, and that is National Treasure. Don't think I'm crazy. I know it's Nick Cage. I know. But think about it. The Brendan Fraser Mummy movies are very, very similar. There's a little bit of difference, obviously. One has monsters and one has stealing the Declaration of Independence. But they're both campy B-movie type action, weird, suspenseful, on a mission to solve some stuff kind of movies. You know what I mean? And Revenge of the Mummy is one of the best rides over in Universal. You could totally bring over a Disney World ride that is just like Tron, really. It's a dark ride mixed with a coaster. Just make it so you have maybe a Nick Cage animatronic or two. Throw in the Declaration of Independence. Maybe go into one of the tombs or crypts that they go in during the movie. Whenever he shoves his hand in the wall and starts screaming, maybe you could have that on a video screen or something. I don't know. You could totally make something interesting out of the National Treasure movies, like you're going on a mission to steal the Declaration of Independence. Oh, you know what? Maybe that's why they don't have it in the parks, actually. Okay, yeah, never mind. Second to last question here. Graham Hunter asks, are you excited for Galaxy's Edge, Florida? Man, I couldn't be more excited. I'm going to be covering it from head to toe as soon as I'm able to get in there. Unfortunately, I was not able to get one of the early passes. Tried to, but as soon as I got into my email, it was already completely reserved, so that kind of stinks, but I'm definitely going to get in there as soon as possible. I'm even excited to try the blue and green milk, and I am not an adventurous eater or anything. I want to try just everything this Star Wars world has to bring to this Earth. It looks so exciting. I want to build the droids. I want to build the $200 metal lightsabers. I want to experience the Millennium Falcon. I cannot explain to you how excited I am for Galaxy's Edge. And the final question of our Q&A comes from the Quinn family. What's your favorite ice cream flavor? Well, if I can get my hands on the double chocolate, like the brownie in the chocolate ice cream, that is the littest of lit. That's like double dab flavor. But I'll take a chocolate ice cream wherever I go. That's the simple answer. Yeah, chocolate's easy. Alrighty folks, and with that, we have made it through all of your questions. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please consider leaving a like, comment, subscribe, and share it around. It'd mean a lot and help out a ton. And don't forget to leave any questions for the next episode down in the comments below. But with all that out of the way, this is SilverStix signing out. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. Peace.